What's going on, guys? Gomes here, back again on another MLB The Show 19 Diamond Dynasty video. Today I want to talk about the whole situation as far as new content is going to go in MLB The Show 19. MLB 20 is only 88 days away. Early access begins on March 13th, 2020, so it is realistically right around the corner. There's not that much time, but I've been hearing a lot of comments saying that there's supposedly no more content coming. Today we are going to debunk that theory. If you guys enjoy these videos, make sure to leave a like down below. It really helps me out a ton growing the channel wise. And also, if you are new, make sure and hit that subscribe button. Never want to miss a single video. So the first thing that I want to talk about and address is that I've been seeing a lot of comments specifically on my channel, and I've also been seeing tweets and also on Reddit, everything under the sun, people saying that supposedly it is no news, confirmed news, that SDS has said no more signature series cards are coming this year. I'm not exactly sure where that information is coming, so I went ahead and looked back at their last live stream, the one that they did almost a month ago now, and this is what they said. So they were talking about the new event coming. That was the extra inning event, saying that 3 new signature cards are going to be coming, of course that being Rob Nen, Jose Bautista, and Eddie Matthews. And they said, and there may be more after that. So I'm not exactly sure where there are no new cards coming ever, just shut it all down. I don't know where that came from, where that rumor came from, but that is not true. I do expect more cards to come out, and we're going to talk about who I expect to come out a little bit later in this video. So now talking where would new cards come into the game is an interesting matter, because this is the last program that is going to release the 11th inning program. We know there's not going to be another one afterwards, but there potentially could still be new cards, and I will also mention that first. I think events is a great way that they could introduce more players. That's where the last 3, like I talked about, Bautista, Nen, and Matthews, have been introduced. This event is going to wrap up, this specific one, on the 23rd of December. A lot of times these events run about 2 weeks, and always these events are kind of events of their own. There's 3 events within there, so I would imagine towards middle of January to end of January is when this is going to get over with. So that's when they would run a new event, if there is going to be one. There has been no confirmation, but there has also not been any statement regarding the fact that no new events are going to come. So that is something interesting to think about. Flawless Battle Royale, or Battle Royale in general, is another pool in and of itself. I do think it would be a great idea for them to have a new 99 overall at some point within here. Jimmie Foxx has been there for, I guess we can go ahead and check on the market, but I think he's almost been here for around a month. I don't know if it's been shorter than that. Yes, it has. As you guys can see on the screen right here, it has been over a month now since he has been the brand new Flawless Battle Royale reward. So I think we are due for a new one at some point. And I also think it would be a good idea, I don't know if they're going to do it, I think they could have exclusive signature cards to the Battle Royale pool, or have some ones that are, you know, maybe some lower tier signature cards at the 9 wins, kind of include them specifically into Battle Royale, but also put them into regular packs. And then at 12 wins, not the Flawless necessarily, but 12 win rewards, you could also put more signature cards there, because there realistically is quite a few that there's still could be left. There is a lot. So I think Battle Royale would be a great spot. Ranked Seasons is one that is not going to happen, which I don't agree with. I really thought and really hoped that they were going to include a new Ranked Seasons reward after Babe Ruth. They decided not to do it. I think potentially it could be because they thought, who's going to top Babe Ruth and Chipper, who's going to be better. But at the same point, I just think it would be a good idea for them to have more players in there, because it doesn't give a really big reason for you to want to play Ranked Seasons, other than the fact that, you know, you still could get the cards that are already here, but if you have Babe Ruth, if you have Chipper Jones, there might not be a big reason other than stubs. So I think it would have been been a good idea to put that, but they decided not to. I really wish they would have at least continued support on the 500 rating pennant race pack if they would have included more middle tier to low tier signature cards within there. Always go around quick sale value. I always really like those because they are fantastic budget options. Like, you cannot get much better than that. Jay Buhner and Kerry Wood are, they're not the best cards in the game. They definitely wouldn't start on my team, but they are great for somebody who's just getting the game, maybe for Christmas or something like that. But they decided not to do it, so that's whatever. The 11th inning rewards, this is a potential thing. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's possible. We know this was not a signature card. This ended up being a nameplate, a troll nameplate, literally. It was a nameplate of a troll at 625. And also, I believe his name is pronounced Bladimist. I'll leave his description down below. I'll leave his link down below in the description. That makes more sense. And you guys can check out some of the hidden rewards. I'm not going to make a specific video on it myself because the rewards have not been that good. There's been a signature pack, not the guaranteed rare one, just a regular one that you can buy on the market for 20k. And the rewards have not been all that great. There's been no boss packs. There's been no henchman packs. It's been equipment, balling as a habit, standard bundles, nothing too crazy. So potentially maybe at 1500 or around there, they could have an actual boss program where they have 3 cards. It would still constitute as a choice pack, so there's nothing saying that it couldn't happen, but it is always a possibility to think about. A new card series is not really a signature card, but it is somewhat related. I don't think it's gonna happen. I was talking about the mover program. The more and more I think about it, you know, if they're going to be hesitant to have a lot of avenues to put in new signature cards, I really doubt that they would create a whole new series. Like I said, I think it would be a good idea because there is still 3 months left, 88 days, just shy of 3 months at this point. I think that's still plenty of time for you to add new stuff, but apparently, I don't really know. Like I said, I'm not going to rule it out. Mover cards I think would have been great. For example, if a player changes places, the best ones I could use for an example are like Mike Moustakas going to the Reds. Didn't really get a card this year. This would be a great time for him to get a really good card. Possibilities on trades. I know Mookie Betts' name has been up there in arms quite a lot. If he got traded, the only weak point, the only not great thing about this program would be you can't really honor the greatest players in free agency that move teams. How are you going to make a new Anthony Rendon when he already has a 99 overall card? It would basically just be different card art. I don't think you could make his numbers that much better unless you wanted to make it completely unrealistic and just give him diamond fielding, 70 speed, maxed out contact, stuff like that. So I don't think it's going to happen, but it would be cool if they did do a mover type card series because there's been a lot of moves, you know. It would just be something cool. I always like their card art, and maybe that's why I'm a bit a sucker for this thing to happen. Talking about signature cards, there are quite a few that could realistically still happen at this point. Starting off, we're just going to go through all the ones that I think have a great chance of happening if they do decide to continue keeping signature cards in circulation. Of course, that would be Manny Machado. I think he definitely deserves a signature card for his time with the Baltimore Orioles. He did not get a card this year other than his live series, so I think that would be a great time to add him. Sai Yeung, of course, we were waiting on this card for quite some time. It never ended up happening. Of course, you can go say that you know, a 96 is plenty enough, but this is a new legend and it's Sai Yeung. The award for the greatest pitcher in a league in a year is named after him. I believe he's still the all-time leader in wins. So I think giving him a 99 overall card signature-wise would be just a great honor, and I don't really know why there isn't one yet at this point, but he's a guy that I definitely think should and hopefully will get one. Jacoby Ellsbury is a possibility, 90 overall. You know, of course, he only had like 1 or 2 years where he was really, really good, but possibly you could make a better card of him. Rich Gossage is one I really want to happen once again. You can nickel and dime and say how would this card be better. Walks per 9, you know, even if you think his hit and K per 9 can't get much better, only +6s to a maxed out 125, walks per 9 could be at like an 82 instead of a 62, and this card would be so much better. Also could get a little bit more stamina. I think Gossage would be insane, one of the best relievers that we have in in the game. Don Mattingly is also another option, of course, for a spaceman, a lot of contact, maxed out vision most likely on his signature card, and potentially like 95 plus fielding. He's already at Diamond, could move him up even a little bit more. Would be like Keith Hernandez with a little bit more power and just a souped up Keith Hernandez in my opinion. For the Rays, I guess Zobrist could technically get one. You might scoff at that and say, what are you thinking? Look at his career WAR. It is in line with some of the guys that have gotten signature cards, and I think he's made 3 All-Star teams and, you know, won a World Series and was pretty good in the postseason with the Chicago Cubs at that point too in 2016. Also for the Blue Jays, Joe Carter could get a card. You know, obviously Bautista finally got his, but Joe Carter only having an 87, and this card's been out since day 1. Would be nice to see him. Paul Konerko, I would be heartbroken if this does not happen. As a avid watcher of the AL Central, being from Minnesota, I got to see him quite a bit, and he was a fantastic player. He doesn't even have a diamond card, and that would be criminal if back-to-back years since he's been back in MLB The Show, he doesn't have a viable card, because he didn't have one last year either. For the Indians, Luis Tiant is, of course, always out there as a knuckleballer, a wild card, and Kenny Lofton as well. Gonna try to super speed through the rest of these. We have Brett Saberhagen as another option. Would be cool to see. He has a 90 overall card. This is from his team Affinity. I really liked it last year, but I would like to see a better card, more competitive, because 86 hit 9 and 70 K9 would be a little bit hard to use online at this point when most people have at least all 95 overall teams that you play at this point. Otherwise, the A's have a couple. They have Vida Blue and Jason Giambi, 2 guys that I would really like to see. Vida Blue is always really good because he doesn't, you know, he has a lot of movement and a funky delivery, so I think that would be nice to see, as well as Jason Giambi having a card with more power versus lefties. And I haven't really had a big chance to use this one, but if he had more vision and power versus lefties, I've heard great things about his swing, so that would be really cool. Jose Altuve, of course, for the Houston Astros has been one a lot of people have been awaiting. You know, small strike zone, some people like that, some people don't, but nonetheless, he definitely deserves one. 2017 MVP and had a fantastic postseason. Just a great player, going to go down as one of the greatest second basemen of all time, in my opinion. The Braves have a ton: Andrew Jones, Joe Torre, Fred McGriff, and Phil Niekro. That's 4 of them right there, and you can even say maybe they could get another other than the ones that I mentioned, but the Braves have tons of guys that they could get. Not too many others. I know Ralph Kiner could probably be in conversation of getting one. He already has a 94 overall card, which is relatively just offensive stats, but his contact right is a little bit low, as well as his power left. I think he deserves a signature card. Otherwise, just a couple more. The Dodgers could have 2 starting pitchers, or Hershiser. A lot of people were expecting him in the 11th inning program if we were to get bosses, but he obviously did not. And Don Sutton as well. A lot of people liked his career arc last year. And Orlando Cepeda. You know, we have a whole slew of legends, a whole slew of signature cards that I think realistically we could and should get this year. Like I said, still 3 months more to go. Usually they have content throughout the month of January, and then kind of once the live streams starting for the new game MLB 20, I think that's usually early February those start. That's kind of when content for the game usually dies off, but I would love to see another month and a half of content roll out for MLB The Show 19, and they have plenty of material to use. Even if they just go with those signature cards that I mentioned, would have Battle Royale rewards, stuff to put in packs and events, and even a bit more left over. So let me know down below in the comment section, what do you guys think? What do you think they're gonna do? Have the map out for the content for the rest of the year, and what signature cards in specific that I talked about would you be most keen on? Which ones would you like to add to your squad? So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like down below. Hope you guys are great today. Thank you so much.